Almost forgot about YouTube there. This chat. Okay. So, the question comes, do we want to do Hildebrand, or do we want to continue on the main quest and do Homer's Switch? Let's see. Why don't we do a little bit of Hildebrand for now, and then we can go to Switch if we feel like it. I'm not reading the Hildebrand quest though. Gross. Is he going to say he ate the stray dog now? Oh. Why does it seem so dark? So wait, am I at the end of this quest then? Oops. Apparently not. Where's Hildebrand at now? Way up there. God. I really don't like these Hildebrand quests. And my gear's all repaired. Ridiculous sound effects of these quests. That's not suspicious. So many bots on kick all the time. I mean, I have 46 followers on kick, and I'm pretty sure they're all bots. It's crazy how much say the dad has. Back up to there. Okay. Hildebrand. Dive, dive, dive! Damn. Now it's reminiscing, huh? These are such weird quests. So weird. No. Unfortunately, it will. Quest complete. Okay. Do I have to do... Let's see how long it takes to do it like this. We'll head up there, and if we can't find someone by the time we get there, then we'll deal with the NPCs. I have a splinter in my finger. I do. I think I got it. Guess that's why I was gonna play with wood earlier. Well, really I found no one, so beauty finder. Withdraw.
Leave this to me!
Very well. Very well.
Haven't done with NPC since like the first one, but let's do it. Jesus, that thing's massive. But just playing with the NPCs, not going to be I'm too crazy on this.
Leave the healing to me.
Yeah, I should have like dodged stuff. At least in Apple, you guys are idiots. I'm just gonna stand there and let it hit me. Apparently their motto.
If I must.
You must what?
On guard. Let's give them a go.
The time has come. Leave the healing to me.
Ah! Switch gremlins. Arrive in the auction. I feel like it'd be a lot faster if I didn't have the NPCs, but I had actual people, but get the ghost story going.
If I must.
On guard! Leave the healing to me.
Does it just keep coming? Whoa.
If I must. Focus. Release.
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
Idiot!
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
It's so bright. Imagine if it didn't work.
Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
Ooh, yeah.
sky. It can't be.
What's happening?
It's so beautiful. The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Oh, the warrior light. The exact opposite.
Is that what I think it is?
Yep. Stars.
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the wardens and restore darkness to the first. On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
Okay. How quickly I have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. It's a single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but momentous one nonetheless. Now, as far as how we proceed from here, villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Castrium. They seem to be accepting their situation for the moment. Most folk are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the word darkness has come. Just to be expected. Logan, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light received from the lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in the maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as the legendary warden of darkness, I fear that, no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the arts, although my concerns are more focused on Oldmore. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Varsity responds to all this. I feel like Oldmore is where we should go. My thanks, though we cannot freely celebrate your success, pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens, the joy you surely brought into the being. I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. It is my intention to share with our people the tale of the great warrior who stood in defiance of the Seniors. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden and has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your punishment is for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folks not to question this either. Though I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day, about all of you. That settled, I shall return the cash, Christian, and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and prepare for your exploits. And to think you'll not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy dark and peaceful night's sleep. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. And I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, but could I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the Pendants? Please let Braggy know that we're beginning the number of injured, and that any restorers in the markets need to be reserved for the infirmary. We should start making our own way back to Castrium. Slowly, mind you. It won't do to arrive too soon after the ambush. I'm staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on in Holmster. We already went through the village top to bottom at least. We should all take the chance to rest, you included. I knew one of those eaters. I can't just, not now. Can't rest, not now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while, and that means you as well. I should cross if you try to follow me. I promise to find you later, when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? Well, the caption seems rarely ordered, wouldn't you say? The inner speech must be reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there's something jubilant in the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around town before returning to my chambers. Once you discharged your duty to Braggy, I suggest you do the same. Don't tell me what to do. Sleep well, and I hope untroubled dreams find you and Elise both. Do what I want. Whatever, I do what I want. Boing, 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 boing. Hi, what can I do you? Looking to buy a lantern like every other stumbling soul in the city? I see. Well, Captain Lion can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the wounded. Hang on a moment. If you're carrying a message for guard, does that mean you were there then? The Battle of Holmster? I saw our lad like you might want to pay a visit to Wandering Stairs, make himself known. I'm sure Glider can introduce you to some interesting opportunities. It sounds like a bad idea. It sounds like the exact opposite of what they asked me to do. Just saying. Think it's supposed to be trying to keep a low key? Make myself known as not being low key. Sarah, more beer for table 2 and a couple of pints for mead for table 3 while you're at it. Going right up. Sorry, we're rushed off our feet this evening, sir. Can I get you anything? Drinks on the house. Oh, that Braga has a twisted sense of humor. I did think he'd send you to me at a time like this. The first real night in near 100 years, as folk all riled up and then some. What's more, there was entered business of Holmestar Switch. They say a light warden was destroyed without a damn trace, and it was the warrior of darkness who did the deed. I really must apologize to Glad. He's almost as rowdy as our customers. That's no small feat. A lot of our regular bounty hunters, you see, they mostly go after eaters, and the rumor of the warrior's appearance has a spark to their kindling. You know how the weak eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? I just swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need look no further than Homesteader for proof of that. But attacks on that scale don't happen every day. Praise the blessed Shadow. Bye bye, it's American Pie. No more common threats or strays. No one knows why, but every now and again a year will leave a pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run into the roads if your luck is foul. The danger everyone, so the settlement council puts bounties on their heads, and Overbar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the warden's slaying even more than most. These are the types who have their sights set on absolute worst of the strays, a class of eaters they've been dubbed the cardinal virtues. The Vitchers showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago, and when historians heard the descriptions given by the survivors, well, apparently they share appearance with the villains who caused the flood. And if that didn't send a chill down your spine, they're also reported to be as tough as the Light Wardens. Not the kind of prey you take down single-handed. Our virtue hunters have had all but given up, but knowing the warrior darkness is out there has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at them. That human over there with the oversized sword is Branson. He's in it for revenge. He wants to recruit comrade in arms as tenacious as he is. The minstrel lad is Lou Creek. Don't be fooled by those dewy cheeks, as he's a hard hunter as they come. He just lost a partner and seemed to be on the lookout for a new one. As Craig word is he seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue he's after. Last week I got dwarf and drunken both. One of the joint forces was a healer, and only a healer, something about needing a mentor's wisdom. I see my share of competent veterans, and you look like you about you. You should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows, together you might even collect a bounty on a cardinal virtue. Another grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if we boasted the patrons of Cecil Virtue Hunter. Can't say I've chatted with you before. Think I'd remember if I had seen your fair share of fighting, have you? And worried besides, huh? Rest assured I have no secret designs. Name's Granson. Bounty hunter by trade, mostly sin eaters. When I first laid eyes on you, I had a feeling you were a tough bastard. The sort that must get mistaken for that warrior of darkness folks have been talking about recently. That's right. Easy killer. I couldn't care less who you are or what you've done. The only thing I'm looking for these days is a like-minded partner, someone willing to join me in a hunt for the biggest prize this side of Arndt. Thought that you'd grab your attention. Description's the fiend I'm after, one of the so-called cardinal virtues, as folks are wont to call them. Former warriors of light, dynasty heroes who saved the realm a century ago. Daryl Braden was one of them, I'm told. Stop me if you've heard all this before. It was like his comrades, Braden died in the process, only to return relatively recent as a sin eater. The better to torment who few who survived their mercy. Needless to say, I am to aim to put an end to all that. You've heard the pitch, so what's the answer? You're interested in desk going with me? Not with a hesitation. I like you, Senator. Nevertheless, I'll need you to humor me and prove your dab hand. I think you are, for my stake as well as yours. I've heard reports of straight ears drifting close to Castrium. Come with me and put my mind at ease. Welcome back, sir. I wonder if anyone can sleep with the city in such an uproar. Will you be returning to your quarters? Yes. Very good. In light of the present situation, I had an illumination prepared for our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest, sir.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out. Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin? Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here. I must go to him.
inside the Imperial Magic facility in the source.
Intruders! Fan out and find them!
Out of my way!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy. When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadowhunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own, they tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear their receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radiance said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
I beg your pardon, sir, but I perchance intend to head outside, so I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Crystarium. Word has it Olimar has dispatched his military to Lakeland. Given the timing, one can only assume that they do not welcome the return of night, even now the Anarch is in the ocular debating a response.
You have come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yulmoran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish. Enter. Well, well. The commander of the Yulmoran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthri, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, The Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin-Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy, promptly. One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmore's army since before Vorthry's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin-Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmore chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
'Tis noble of you to say, Master Alphinaud, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmore has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia. It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmore before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
Ah, of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He will be able to enlighten you. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right. Though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
Yes, if you're after books pertaining to the Word Arts, I'm afraid most of are on loan at present. They're experiencing quite a surge in popularity. Oh, you wish to learn about the Oracle of Light? Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I finish off some few outstanding tasks, that is, I'll attend to them. Perhaps you could fetch me a book? The Short Tale of the Oracle of Light is called. It is intended for younger readers. It provides an excellent summary of the subject matter, and the artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. But you must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should, I say. For while there is a place for everything here, not everything is always in its place, despite my best efforts. In short, if the book is not where it should be, it's almost certainly somewhere it shouldn't. So, good luck. Not there. You know where it's going to be at? The last spot you expect. Was that the restricted section down there? You found the book. Yes, this is one I hope wasn't too difficult to track down. I might say I finished all my pressing tasks. You want to call your friends over and we can begin learning at once. Without further ado then. It began 100 years ago when the flood of light threatened to swallow Neverend. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared who halted the all-consuming radiance, a maiden with hair spun of gold and eyes of clearest sapphire. Naught was known about her save that her name was Minfilia, and for delivering the realm, she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace, but 15 years later, her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. Like 3 years later, into the kingdom of Verbert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One of her hair has spun gold and eyes as clear as sapphire. She was hailed as the Oracle Reborn and came to likewise be called Mephilia. Enlisted in the Ulmer army, this Mephilia fought and vanquished countless sin-eaters. Allies like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with her dying breath, she whispered onto her grieving comrades, Mephilia will return. And true to her words, some years later now, another young girl was discovered who possessed the self-same eyes, the same hair, and those self-same powers. She took the name Mephilia. She too fought sinners as a soldier of Ulmer, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. That concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Neverent on numerous occasions. And were it not for them, we might never have learned of the Light Wardens and their nature. They sound like former warriors. Some, perhaps, the truth is rather less simple, though. The Oracle is reborn with certain common traits. She does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. While Mephilias thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others do not. But all were made to face the seniors, and all died to keep our hopes alive. What can tell us of the current Mephilia? She was found by the Ulmer army some 10 years ago and taken into their care. Or rather, their custody. She was a prisoner in all but name. But for that time, under Lord Veroni's rule, Ulmer had already abandoned resistance in favor of deterrence. Mephilia was an uncomfortable reminder of war. They no longer wished to fight a potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while, we heard nothing more of her. Couldn't be certain she was alive. Save that it was Ulmerian's best interest for her to remain under their control. But then 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from the clutches, just like a hero from the tales. Indeed. Well, I believe we now have a good grasp of Mephilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Warren. Might show you a word looking outside. They already surmised the gallant soul who rescued Mephilia was none other than our own dear Thancred. They have since been wandering the land together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had a chance to meet them. Now Mephilia journeyed here as Haldeman's emissary to halt the flood of light. It can only be heard that the people of the first witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plenty of some connection between this woman we know and her namesake, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they are not the same person. Thancred has to understand that. I have no doubt that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, Thancred we know would not forsake his charge. If she's been captured, we might be certain he will not stand idly by. There you go again, talking in your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Mephilia, just spill it out. If that happens, I agree with you. It's quite clear that Mephilia possesses Heidelman's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side, right, Logan? Heck yeah, we need to go take down Olmor. I see you've made up your minds. Here's what brings you here. Report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that Olmor forces at Lax and Loft do indeed have Mephilia in their custody. At present, they are holding her there, but we can certain they will move her to Olmor ere long. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as a loss. So that if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. I say entrust the undertaking to us, the people of the Crystarium.
You are doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength, you may well succeed. But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary. "'Twas not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. Hope for the future of Norvrand. Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Light Wardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you." My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. There is something I would ask you all. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Yulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Light Warden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war. Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Yulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
My lord, you already know our minds.
It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrand deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Yulmor's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions. The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do we will.
Aye, we can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words. There may come a day when all hope seems lost, but even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Yulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
Trust you to spoil the moment.
It appears we have a consensus. Let it be known that the Yulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Yulmor's ultimatum.
Hear, hear!
Hear, hear!
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
And there you have it. If Yulmor wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
My lord, our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure. At the same time, we scatter dream powder from the air. Not all will succumb to its effects, but it should thin the enemy's numbers, affording us an opening to swoop in and liberate the Oracle.
Very good. Siege your preparations.
And what exciting crimes would you have us commit? Speaking for my fellow villains, I'd say we're capable of most things, though we draw the line at indolence.
If excitement is your desire, then I bid you join the Guard. Captain Lena will give you your orders.
So you'll be joining the guard, but however highly Diana thinks of you, you receive no special treatment from me. Is that clear? Where's this salute, soldier?
Why are you so small?
There's that better. Better. More spirited than Akshar's feeble attempt, certainly. Now, first things first, you will need uniforms.
Who's this small guy?
It's just a minion. Go to Christian Mean and report to Catalyst. She will see you measured and fitted. His name is Gigi, but in Final Fantasy IX he was known as Vivi. Okay.